Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Whiskey Row. This is their bottled in bond, coming in at a 50% ABV, 5.5 year age statement on this bottle specifically. So, full disclosure, just to let everybody know, this bottle was sent to me for review purposes, so just letting you know at home. The Whiskey Row brand is actually named after Whiskey Row there in Kentucky, where a lot of your big distilleries are located. Jim Beam, Old Forester, Angel's Envy, Rabbit Hole. There's tons of distilleries all across this, and this is one of them. So in 2022, Steve Thompson, which is the founder of the Whiskey Row Bourbon brand, actually won the Kentucky Artisan and Distillery HOF Lifetime Achievement Award. So huge shout out to him for that amazing work there. Now, when it comes to bottled in bond, there's a few key points in this that we definitely know for a fact. It has to be at least 50% ABV, at least 4 years old. Everything is stored in a government bonded warehouse. All the grain is harvested and used in a single season, and it's all underneath one master distiller. In this case, Jade Peterson is the master distiller for Kentucky Artisan Distillery. Now, a couple things we do know on this bottle is that it's actually a blend of corn, wheat, and rye, and done up in a huge copper pot still. And I'm always a big fan of anything done up in a copper pot still. So I'm really excited to get into this one. So as always, we're trying it two different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add a drop of water, see it changes up. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hang around the channel, like the video, all that kind of good stuff. Tons of reviews coming out, all sorts of good things. All right. I can already I already smell it from here. It smells great. Super dark. That is almost cola dark. It is getting near that cola darkness. A little golden in there. All right, let's go for notes. Ooh, that is rich. Oh yeah. The corn is showing up. It's got that, what I deem the craft whiskey note to it, which is like an antique furniture with a bit of varnish on it. It's aged well, and you can kind of just, when you go into a nice antique store, and you kind of get that little waft of older furniture, that's what this smells like. Oh yeah, beautiful there. A little minty. The herbalness is showing up. Does smell a little warm. Well, again, it's 50% ABV, but it's not like ABV hot. It's got a good warmth to it. Oak, definitely. The little bit of spice there. It's bringing across that herbal, but not quite the medicinal that some ryes can bring. But I love that furniture note, very aged and almost refined oak coming across there. With that corn. Oh yeah. Love that herbalness too. The mintiness is actually starting to wake up, almost like a menthol. Yeah. All right. Let's go for taste. Ooh. Tobacco. Mint. Menthol. Oak. Wow, we're going on a ride here. Tobacco. This is the most pronounced tobacco note I've ever gotten. The corn is showing up here in the finish, but we'll do a whole walkthrough on the flavor here in a second. The tobacco is so fresh, like freshly, like almost rolled tobacco. Wow, that is lingering for days. I love this. All right, let's see if I can walk through here. It coats the mouth really well, just the right amount of coverage. But you get that oak here at the beginning, that deep, rich menthol. And then that little bit of corn is showing up right here. The tobacco note from the mid and it just keeps riding out. Deep, rich, and it's just got such a luxurious tobacco note to it. Get a little bit of that herbalness here at the end, but that tobacco, herbal, and that little slice of oak is really coming through really well. I love this. This is a beautiful bottle. I've never had anything that pronounced in the tobacco note, let alone the menthol note. Like sometimes you get like a little bit of mint freshness. This is a deep, rich menthol with tobacco. Wow. That's got some good, deep, rich flavor to it. And I'm going to assume part of that is because of the wheat that's involved here, because we don't see a lot of those kind of three things piling together. We don't know how much on each of those from what I could find, but the copper pot still is probably what's really helping this. Curious what the water will do. Okay, let's go for notes on the water. Really? So it does it pulls back on some of the notes. Like I don't get quite that craft note here anymore. That bit of the wood varnish on antique furniture. But the oak is definitely showing up more. Definitely a little bit brighter in the herbalness. It really kind of jumped forward in the glass now. A little bit of a chocolate. Yeah, that chocolate in there is nice. Yeah, there's like a chocolate maltiness to it now. Yeah. Tobacco is still showing up. Yeah, that is just as nice. All right, let's go for taste. The antique furniture notes showing up, so you get that nice aged oak. A little bit of that wood varnish in there. The corn isn't quite as prevalent. Yeah, that corn got dialed back a bit. But you still get that a bit of tobacco. It's definitely, the finish isn't quite as long, which tends to happen. But you still get the oak, you get the tobacco, you get that mintiness. It's not quite menthol mint, but you still get a bit of minty herbalness going on. Still no ABV on the taste. A little brightness of that a little pop of that chocolate is showing up now too, which I'm really enjoying. Still got a good mouthfeel to it. Yeah, I mean, that's just a good sipper too. In my opinion, that's a really solid sipper. That little bit of water kind of, I don't think it necessarily adds anything to it, but it is a different experience. Because it doesn't necessarily take anything horribly away or add anything bad to the glass either. It's still got a good mouthfeel. Still get a similar profile to it. I do love the neat version a lot though. I love that deep, rich tobacco that's showing up. That menthol mint here is so nice. But the water version is nice. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. Definitely try this one both ways. You might find you like your one profile over the other. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. Looking around online, it normally retails like in the high 50s, low 60s. I see some websites and third parties, the secondary markets, selling this for $80 to $100. 80 to $100 I think is a little steep, and don't ever pay inflated pricing. You can actually find this at a lot of places. New York is one of the locations that I know specifically that are carrying this. To be honest, $60, even $65, I don't think it's bad. I think that mid-range for something bottled in bond and that age statement on there is good. Those flavors are, I don't know what other things I would put it up against, because they are very pronounced and unique for their area. It's really solid. I definitely would pick it up again at $60. I'd have no problem paying $60 for it. Maybe even closer to $65. I shouldn't have a big difference on that pricing scheme. I think that's where it lives. And if you can get it for less, I think you're doing yourself a favor. It's got that bit of craft notes to it, which I do enjoy, but it's got a bit of boldness because of it being that bottled in bond. And that copper pot still is really doing a lot of favors for it in this situation. But overall, I think it's a winner bottle in my opinion. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Whiskey Row, bottled in bond. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I would do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and share with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.